Discovery, there's lots of new content, but with it, they've also introduced new lore within the classic WoW universe, along with mysterious implications and call forwards to lore that will occur in the future events of Warcraft. Now, I won't be going over every new tidbit of lore introduced, but I will be going into the stories that interest me the most, starting off with murder.
Oh, wow.
Within the desolate fields of Desolus, players can stumble upon a crime.
Okay, dude, real quick, be honest. This is what I ordered for myself. This is a normal amount of sushi for one person. And, right? Am I being fat? This is a normal amount of sushi for one guy. This is one guy, one person sushi.
Scene. Here they find two
That's
dead
a regular
humans
average
and a dwarf.
amount.
Their wounds and the absence of their belongings suggest that this was not done by a wild animal. During their investigation, players question a nearby goblin, Bibbly Futzbuckle.
I hate goblins.
Who explains that this is not the first time this has happened. In fact, it seems the only people targeted in these attacks are—
Maybe if you're Moby Dick, yeah, guess what? Your mom, Moby Dick.
are humans and dwarves. The attacks only stopped when an Alliance Marshal started investigating the area. Futzbuckle suggests players should travel to a port town to try and catch the people who did this. And when players travel to Booty Bay, there's an orc who explains that she was a mercenary hired to attack those Alliance members in Desolus, and the person that hired her left to go to their secret hideout in Arathi Highlands once the Alliance Marshals started investigating. This hideout is a remote location off the coast, separated from the zone. Players find the culprit, a large—
Okay, so this Night Elf is pretty much like a Night Elf supremacist separatist. This Night Elf thinks Night Elves are better than every other race, and she doesn't want Night Elves to join the Alliance. So she says, if you're a human, a dwarf, a gnome, fuck you. Night Elves are too good for you. We do not want to have an alliance.
Laurie Duskfeather.
No alliance.
And ask if she was the one that killed those Alliance citizens. And she says, yes, and she'd do it again. Players ask, why? You're a Night Elf, you're also a part of the Alliance. And in response, she goes,
Kalimdor belongs to the Kaldori.
God, she's so based. God. My queen, I kneel. I submit.
I refuse to see it defiled by the lesser races. Our leaders—
Okay, listen, the whole racist thing.
act as if the Alliance and the Horde are so different, but they debase our lands all the same.
They're debasing the lands?
Do you not see how the dwarves plunder the earth for all that they can? Do you not think the human appetite for expansion will not bring them to the foot of Teldrassil one day? Blades and torches in hand. To think, my people bow to those vermin.
She raises a good point.
Orcish lumber camps. But
that's kind of true.
If our leaders cannot protect us, then I will do what must be done.
Damn.
Horde and Alliance players will then be forced to fight Alari Duskfeather.
Okay, so what Platinum WoW's been doing, he's been paying people on Fiverr, like voice actors on Fiverr, to voice the lines. He should pay, like, Pakistanis to do it. He should have, like, a Pakistani woman, like a Pakistani guy. He should do that. That would be super funny.
Which can prove to be difficult because of her high level. During the fight, right before she is killed, she vanishes away, leaving a key on the ground that players can pick up to open a chest which contains a rune. But if you're a Night Elf, you have a dialogue option where you can agree with Alari's viewpoint and she'll just give you the key. And I love this character. You know, I've mentioned in previous videos that there's a distinct disconnect between Night Elves being these prudish, holier-than-thou tree huggers in Warcraft 3, and then they're just nice tree huggers in Warcraft, and I feel like this quest does an awesome job at addressing that. And since no matter what option you pick, Alari survives, I'm sure we'll see her again in the future phases of Season of Discovery.
Pink skins, out. Not allowed on Kalimdor. Kalimdor is closed. If your skin is pink, you gotta go. Don't even get me started on green skins. Out. You gotta go. You need to be at least 7'8" to be walking around Kalimdor. You gotta go.
Discovery.
Ooh.
Hiding in Thunderbluff, there's a newly added NPC, unknown to many players. Concealed in stealth, Borton Shade Totem is a Tauren rogue that tasks players with a quest to sabotage the local Harpies and Venture Co. mercenaries in Mulgore. Now, Borton Shade Totem is actually a character introduced in the Dragonflight expansion when rogues became an available class to every playable race in the game, and Borton Shade Totem is the rogue trainer in Thunderbluff. And the perplexing thing is when players talk to him in Season of Discovery, he says, "I speak to you from your future. When the Horde faces threats you cannot imagine. Since others cannot see me,
is he a time traveler?
I rely on you to learn my skills and pass them to the tribe."
Dude, he's a time traveler. You know who's behind all this craziness? Zoval, aka the jailer, doing some Shadowlands stuff, probably.
Which I guess indicates that not only is Borton Shade Totem a rogue, but he's also a time traveler that has ventured back to the classic WoW timeline to warn players about the next 9 World of Warcraft expansions. How did he manage to travel back in time? I'm not really sure, but this also isn't the only instance of time-traveling characters within the Season of Discovery.
Amazing.
During each phase of Season of Discovery, players can craft an epic quality void-touched item. During Phase 1, this involved a long quest line that took players into the Blackfathom Deeps into a secret area underwater to loot an item simply called the Box. The next part of the quest line involves traveling to a remote area above the Ravenholt Manor in the Hillsbrad Foothills.
I love this area.
Where there's this giant glowing crystal. Here, you destroy the box, and what remains after is a void crystal,
I think my subs
and then
were,
out of nowhere, a shadowy figure appears. This shadowy figure is of a female high elf, who explains to players that what they hold is a powerful artifact that could...
Dude, how clogged up was this shit? Holy fuck. No, we're good.
Be used to their advantage. And at first, the player character is apprehensive with the use of such evil. But you can also craft epic quality armor with it, so who cares? You know what? Curse me with your void knowledge. Now, the speculation amongst the community is that this is Xalatath, a void entity that is going to be one of the main antagonists in the War Within expansion. The reasoning behind this is that...
What do you want to bet that everything happening in SOD is actually like a Xalatath void dream? That all of this is like taking place within the mind of a retail character, and they're like having a void hallucination. Don't you think? It's probably something dumb like that.
It's a void being in the guise of an elf.
Probably.
And she also has a curvy blade. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But if this is the case, that would mean that she is probably traveling back in time to the events of Classic WoW, because during Classic, her essence was bound within the blade of the Black Empire. Which makes sense, you know, time travel and void shenanigans go hand in hand. Now, there is a way that this could be Xalatath during the Classic WoW timeline that doesn't involve time travel, but somehow it's more contrived than time travel. And then during Phase 2 of the Season of Discovery, the shadowy figure returns in the next quest line that involves crafting a piece of epic void-touched armor. This questline involves charging a void core. Players find a void core by killing Nagas on an island in Feralos, but this void core isn't charged with power. In order to charge it, you kinda just need to have the void core in your bags and kill any mobs anywhere in the world, and eventually the shadowy figure will appear and offer to charge the crystal.
Who remembers how I got the shadowy figure to appear? Remember, I was on the Feralos Island, and there was an Alliance player, and I killed them. And from the Alliance player, the shadowy figure spawned after I killed the fucking player. That was actually super funny.
For the player.
Why are you guys come on bruhing? What did I say? Why are we come on bruhing? Dumplings 88. What happened? I don't know.
And in return, she expects the player to help her in the future. The loot-hungry players agree, of course. So now we are in the shadowy figure's debt, and I'm sure that she'll be returning in the future phases of Season of Discovery and ask a favor from us. A favor which will probably be morally dubious at best.
Then what? Oh, wow.
The Deadwind Pass is an obscure zone within classic WoW. It's a barren wasteland you must venture through to get from Duskwood to the Swamp of Sorrows. But in Season of Discovery, it's where players travel to begin a worldwide investigation.
Hold up. Breaking news. That's another one right there. That one is going on the list. Okay, let's continue. It's true.
Near the entrance of
Fucking
one of the
gross.
zones, there's a Dalaran agent who explains that there's been a heist of the city of Dalaran's artifacts. Somehow, some way, they were able to sneak past the giant magical bubble protecting the city to do this. The Dalaran scryers detected the presence of 7 hooded figures on horseback, matching the legend of the Dark Riders of Karazhan. Players are given a trinket, Arden's Sigil, in order to detect their dark presence and hunt them down. The legend of the Dark Riders.
Do you guys think that there is anything in SOD right now that we have not discovered? Is there like a secret quest chain, a secret NPC somewhere that no one has found yet? No? Yeah, man, data mining is too ridiculous. It's too good.
Is a tragic one. Long ago,
It's
a
overpowered.
group of charlatan merchants, led by a man named Arden, settled in Deadwind Pass. And these swindling salesmen approached the Tower of Karazhan, where Medivh, the Guardian, and the most powerful mage in Azeroth lived. And they tried to convince him to buy these totally fake, not magical artifacts. Little did they know, Medivh had gone mad, possessed by the demonic titan Sargeras, and he cursed these charlatans, turning them into the Dark Riders, and they've haunted Azeroth ever since in search of real, priceless artifacts.
Oh, wow.
Now, the Dark Riders have been mentioned in passing ever since Classic WoW, but most players probably remember them in the Legion expansion, because they play a key role in the artifact weapon questlines for the weapons Apocalypse, the Scythe of Elune, and Yuthalesh. But in Season of Discovery, Arden's Sigil helps players track down each of these riders, and they might need some help from other players to kill them because of their elite status. You'll have to travel to Deadwind Pass, the Swamp of Sorrows, Duskwood, Badlands, Arathi Highlands, the Barrens, and Desolus. So it's a very travel-intensive process. But when players return to the Dalaran Agent, they will be rewarded with one of their class runes, and probably really sore feet. And this quest is just yet another sprinkle of lore to experience. But it isn't the only new content that involves a ridiculous amount of walking.
Or summoning,
The
rather.
Sleeping Bag questline
Yep.
is a newly added piece of content that rewards players with, well, a sleeping bag that gives you an XP bonus. I'm sure if you've played Season of Discovery, you've done it before, but hey, let's be honest. Did you actually read the quest text? No, of course you didn't. This adventure starts in Westfall, where you find
No.
a scene of burnt remnants and a note
Didn't even know
that
there was.
says, "Not all that burns is lost. Find the Twin Land. Find the place." That location is on the other side of the world, in the Barrens, where we find a similar scene of burnt remains. Here, another note reads, "The mission said they were both making deliveries for new plague. Looks like simple apothecary accidents to me. Find my cozy spot in the mountains between the Barrens and Desolus if you want a safe place to talk." This new plague is a chemical gas that the Undead Apothecary Society was concocting that is most well known for being used in the Wrathgate cinematic in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. But really, the Undead loved using this stuff for the whole expansion. But also this new plague was mentioned in multiple quests in Classic WoW. Like in the Hillsbrad Foothills, where you help a member of the Royal Apothecary Society who says, and I quote, "I look out my grimy window and long for the days our new plague brings this world the death it deserves."
Yeah, the undead are like, they're pretty much bad guys. They are, they're not so nice.
And then you force feed it to a dog and kill it.
Yeah, kill the dog.
God, I just
Kill
love
that
when
dog.
Forsaken are so comically edgy and evil. Okay, sorry, I got distracted there. So, when you're doing the sleeping bag quest, you travel from the Stone Talon Mountains to the Loch Modan Dam, and then there's another note stating that the rider is loyal to the Eagle and Fist, which is the symbol of the Kingdom of Stromgard. You get more hints that lead you to Thoradin's Wall, and there is another note that states that this mysterious rider must take his work back underground so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And at this little base camp, players get their sleeping bag.
Cozy.
And that's the end of the quest. But keen players will realize that they're being watched. Look at one of the sections of Thoradin's Wall, and you'll spot two...
Is this real? Yo, what the fuck? Dude, is that fucking real? What? For real? What the hell?
secret agents spying on you.
What?
And one is tagged as a beast, and they're also level 77, so maybe they're part of the SI7 agents from Stormwind?
What in the
wait,
fuck?
It gets weirder. These secret agents are all around Azeroth, spying on the player.
Bro, no they're not. No. No!
As far as I know, there are 4 different locations. There's one here at Thoradin's Wall, another on a seemingly random island in the Swamp of Sorrows, another by the Dustwella Marsh Inn, and also on a pillar overlooking the Oldman Cave entrance.
No!
And when you approach any of them, they just say, "We've got friends," and then they just disappear. Like, what? Who the fuck are these guys? Are they just an Easter egg, a clue to a hidden secret in the Season of Discovery yet to be discovered? Well, I've got a theory. Perhaps, maybe, just maybe, these characters are added by Blizzard in order to integrate the Men in Black franchise into the Warcraft universe. That's right, just hear me out. Will Smith and those wacky aliens are now canon. I mean, it just perfectly fits within the season too. These secret agents will use their mind-wiping device called a neuralizer to wipe our Season of Discovery characters' minds so they unlearn all of the runes, and then they can be integrated back into the original Classic WoW servers with no memory of the new abilities that they learned during the Season of Discovery. It's such a crazy idea that it might just work.
Damn. I cannot believe I haven't seen those guys. Also, no one in my chat has ever brought it up. I had no idea. That's fucking mind-blowing. That's crazy. Everything I've ever known has been a lie. That's nuts. Dude, who downvotes a Platinum WoW video? Who says, Who does that? Who downvotes one of these videos? Insane. Maybe he has hate watchers. Maybe Platinum WoW has hate watchers. I'm just happy that I don't have any hate watchers.